what what's the topic that you're bringing by the
So I'm constantly late for
Okay.
meetings, for like even some interviews, etc. And I'm just tired of it. And I know that it's like in Switzerland, especially, it's like super important to be like being on time for them means that you're like 10 minutes or 15 minutes before time. This is how they also teach kids at school, that they have to be 15 minutes before time. And this is being on time. And when I'm just, arriving 1 minute late or exactly on time or 5 minutes late, I'm perceived as kind of rude.
Okay.
And I would like to change it
Mm-hmm.
because it's really important for me to change it, especially that I'm setting up my own business now. And it seems to be easy, but somehow for me, it's like very tough. My brain thinks that I always have plenty of time and I can manage everything in 5 minutes, but it's not the reality. And I need to find some tricks. How can I, deal with it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So tell me specifically, what about time would you like to speak in this conversation?
Mm, so specifically that I can, plan my time realistically,
Mm-hmm.
plan my day realistically,
Mm-hmm.
and that mm, because of my ADHD or HDHS, it's
Mm-hmm.
like for me everything is either now or never. And when I focus on now and when I focus on the current moment, I can start working on something. I get hyper focused on something. I can achieve enormous results. But then I can skip few meetings or I can be late for few meetings because I just feel that I need to finish something here and now, because I also know my brain that when I shift the topic, when I change the topic, like going back to the previous one, it's tougher than just
Mm-hmm.
like being late
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. But for me, the sometimes is not really happening like once a week. It's happening like few times per day.
Okay.
And this is the annoying part for other people and for me also, because I'm like running, it's like hectic. Um, and I just got upset with me a little bit that it's like, even for like some important interview, I was late 15 minutes. I'm like, I shouldn't behave like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that I feel ashamed that I'm such person that I'm always late.
Mm-hmm. And you don't want to behave like this. You rather want to behave differently, right? You feel shame and you feel not good about it. And I also understood that you're saying your brain is super focused. You generally focused on something which makes you late for something else.
Yes.
So on one hand, I realize that you're focused on something. On the other hand, you're getting late for something. Is that how generally it is, or you're anyway just late even if you're not focused on anything else?
Yeah, even if I'm not focused on something, I'm also late. For
Okay.
example, like in the morning, I should wake up at 6 or at 7 in the morning. I don't do because somehow I'm tired. I want to sleep longer. And then it's like, rush. It's always in a rush.
Hmm.
And it just constantly in stress, but it's like self-made stress. That I'm stressing myself because I'm late, but it's up to me. I'm like managing my time. So by managing my time better, I can be less stressed, which will be
Hmm.
healthier for me.
Hmm. Hmm. So I'm noticing being late, you're attaching a lot of emotions, feeling ashamed, feeling stressed, and self-made stress, you said, right? Uh, so when you don't want to be late, what would you call it? On time, in time, or what's coming up for you? What's showing up? Not late, but that. What is that?
Being on time.
Mhm. And what does that mean, being on time? Because you did mention In Switzerland, it's about 10 minutes earlier, which is that's in time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what would being in time mean for you?
I think something like this, that being like 10 minutes before time, and like I experienced it just like few times, to be honest. But when I experienced it, I was like very happy about it because I could, I don't know, order an espresso in a restaurant, just sit down, relax, or uh, spend enough time to find parking slot.
Mhm.
And it just that somehow I cannot predict like how much time do I need really to drive somewhere, to find a parking space, etc., etc. And this is like very annoying because I used like already few methods and they didn't work.
Mhm.
So I know that there is something in me that is kind of sabotaging me and my time management.
Mhm. Mhm. And would you be interested in exploring that? What is sabotaging you and then
Yes.
making you not being on time? What are you thinking right now?
I was thinking that probably because like in the childhood, I was like quiet kid and I was always a good one and not really visible one. Then I'm like sabotaging myself because I always love that stars come at the last moment to the
Mhm.
stage or they are late, etc. And in my head, like if I'm late, somehow my way of thinking links it with being important. That I'm more important because people are waiting for me, so they value me
Mhm.
because they have to wait for me. And if you're waiting for something, I'm like waiting for Christmas, waiting for Easter, waiting for any other holiday, then you're like eager to experience it or to do something or to meet a person.
Mhm. It's the importance, the more
Yeah,
important. And what else is going on in your head?
that that's it. That was it. And I know that this is like not logical and it's like my way of thinking is wrong. It's just that I really struggle to change it.
You know what we call it in coaching? Secondary gain. Secondary gain.
What does it mean?
So when something is not working out and you want to make it work, but you're not able to change it, is because some sort of gain is attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
So while you want to be on time, in time, rather, and you see that is important for you because otherwise it brings you stress and a lot of other emotions. But there's a secondary gain attached here, which is I'm being important, I'm perceived as important.
Yeah. And somehow this being important is like valued by me more than respect other people.
Mm,
Because being on time means that I respect others' time. And I
mm.
show up, we finish on time, and it's just easier and less stressful. And it's like it can be better for everyone.
So what do you want to now focus on? Keeping it the way you feel it important for you? Or do you want to think about looking at it differently and looking at how it is important to others?
Yeah, the second thing. So really change it and look from others' perspective.
Mm. And when you look at it from others' perspective, how does it help you as well?
Well, it helps me see the situation from their eyes, like feel their feelings and experience kind of, or imagine how they can feel, what is their real perception of me, or not my imagination that they perceive me as an important person.
Okay. So tell me, what are you now learning in this moment about yourself?
That probably my way of thinking about this being late, and then this negative belief that because of that I'm important, it's like it's faken. It's not the reality. It's just like imagination, my imagination, or my perception of life, and someone else can be totally different.
So what's next for you to do?
Well, maybe I should really check how it is for my kids when I'm on time, how it is for like interviewer when I'm on time, how it is for any business partner when I'm on time. And we can really focus on this time on something and not, Zuzana being half an hour or even 1 hour late. Because then I'm wasting someone's time and then probably they value me less.
You're saying they value you, yes, and you said earlier that they value more if you're not on time. Do you notice a shift in your language now?
Yeah.
What has changed now in your thinking?
That I've noticed that I use the word value, which is like something bigger for me than being important. That I will be perceived better when I will be on time or before time. And I also have a reflection that I should do less and focus on the most important things only. And if I'm not so good in managing time or advanced planning, I can also do something spontaneously. I can do it my way, but then just don't plan it in your calendar. That I should just focus on like 2, 3, let's say 2 meetings per day in my calendar, which are important. And if something happens in between, it can happen in between. I have some friends who are like meeting spontaneously and the others who do not. So it's like having those milestones, let's say, or like the big things which are really important. And that's kind of the, let's say, the ground floor of the building. And then on top, I can add something else. But the other things should be more spontaneous. So even if I plan going to some networking events or networking meetings, meetups, etc., I can do it. I would like to do it. But I should keep in mind that I can do it spontaneously. That, like, let's say 2 hours before each meeting, I can decide either I go there or not. Because there are so many things happening in my life, and some like very important business meetings are happening, or very important interviews are happening, and I cannot plan it in advance. I cannot know like a month ahead that I will have an interview for some company, or that I will find an investor for some company. So it's like those are the most important things. And I should just distinguish those. That I have really like something, let's say, even in red in my calendar, that this is important. Maybe I should change my calendar a little bit, and I should just, you know, prioritize things better in my calendar. That is like marking in red, this is Prio 1, marking in blue, this is Prio 2, marking in green, Prio 3. And I also know the people most of the times with whom I cooperate. So with those who are more flexible, I can keep them flexible. And if I wake up earlier or later, that doesn't matter for them if I come at 10 or at 11, because they are at home anyway, they are busy anyway, and it's like better for me and for them. Maybe not for them, but for me it's much better. And then the priorities should just stay as those, you know, those milestones.
Yeah, those two ground floor things that you think as milestone, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else that will help you?
For sure, if I would be able to do it like regularly, every day or every week or every month, and after a month I will notice, okay, I was all the time on time or before for the important ones, for the priorities, that I won't also punish myself for the people who are flexible, because some of my friends are also late. Some of my friends are also like half an hour late or 1 hour late, etc. It's like if I'm okay with them being late, they are okay with me being late, that I don't have to punish myself for this and stress myself about it, because they will land in the third category, like, you know, flexible category or priority free, let's say. So
Thing one is that you will categorize those meetings with people. So
yes.
two could be the ones that are not very flexible and you need to be on time and you will have good amount of time before those meetings. You also said that you can keep these meetings, the other meetings, more spontaneous. Yeah, instead of blocking them, you can keep more spontaneous meetings. Okay, and then the third is, you said, category 3 or priority 3 is with those people where it's fine to be late because they're your friends, you know them, and they have also been late. You can also be late and it's fine. Anything else that you think in your head right now which will serve you to be on time?
Maybe I should also have something which I like, even like some Sudoku game or some booklet or a newspaper, which I would like to read, but I never have time to do it. And if I will be like 10 minutes before the meeting, if the person will be late, I don't mind, because I will be able to read my newspaper during that time. So it will be also an additional benefit for me.
Mm. So you will read what you enjoy reading during the times that when you reach before.
Yes.
It's another reward.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about it. How do you think it looks like in actions?
So in action, my, let's say, weekly plan can be divided in those 3 categories. And when I plan also travel time somewhere, I plan it wisely. So it's like I also need to add some extra time to it. And I should also think about parking my car somewhere, etc. So really a bit of extra effort for me. to predict in advance. Like if I'm meeting in this and this place, I should, consider finding a parking slot and then walking 10 or 15 minutes, because in Switzerland it's not so easy to find a parking place. So it's really a hassle. And then I was also thinking that like yesterday, I also figure out my priorities of what I want to do and categories why I want to focus on exactly those things. So if I can add it to this time management, then it would be even better for me, because I will be more aware. Like, okay, this is like priority one, because for example, it's an interview, it can give me extra money, or a meeting with an investor, that's super important. It can give me also extra money. I can sell a company or do something. So it kind of broader also my perspective, that it's not just about meetings, it's generally about time management.
Right.
And planning my calendar. And I have, my to-do list, it's like exploding. I have like 100 things to do. And based on the categories I figured out yesterday, I should also like block some time in my calendar. Because if I know that I have hyper focus sometimes, it also requires time. So it's something I can also maybe control a little bit and put blockers in my calendar for like 3 hours or 4 hours, that I know that I'm a person who needs this concrete time, 3-4 hours, to finish the task. So that would be also easier for me to have some like really weekly agenda and plan what should I do and what should I focus on, instead of like doing things spontaneously. And one day I will pick up one thing from the list, the other day I will pick up another thing from the list. But then at the end of the month, I'm not achieving my aims, my bigger aims.
So you're saying that you want to keep time for the tasks that you have on the list separately and the time for meetings separately, so that when you are doing those activities that are on your to-do list, you're more focused.
Yes.
And you can pick up things one by one. But then you ended by saying that I'm not achieving the larger goal, right? What does that mean here now?
That means that when I have this big to-do list, and I just go either from 1 to 100, or I just pick up something and work on it. But it's just like spontaneous. It's driven by my emotions, what I want to do in the current moment. At the end of the day, for example, I am almost always deprioritizing learning German. But at the end of the month, this is what matters to me, or at the end of the year, right? So thinking from like yearly perspective, like meeting with a friend, if I'm half an hour earlier or late, it's not so important if the friend is also flexible and she doesn't manage her time so well. But like if I would achieve my aims in terms of like learning German or finishing courses, the AI courses which I want to finish, that would really be like a big thing for me.
So are those goals which are aligned to your larger purpose, larger goals, not in those lists, not in those to-do list?
They are, but most of the time I just think, it takes so much time to learn German, I will do it next time. I will have time for it later, and then I never have time for it.
And what is that then? What do you call it? This is not about being late.
Procrastination. Yeah. But like because I also learn German, like I have lessons twice a week. I made it as an example because like I know when are my German classes and I know that I should do something before those German classes, but somehow I never prioritize those things. And at the end of the day, this is what will differentiate me on the market, on the job market. This is what will lead me to success in Switzerland if my German would be better. And this is really like important because some of my business meetings are in German and some of my interviews are in German, and also some of the like when I'm selling friend's company, then I also have to speak German and it's like a Shark Tank. So it's just that sometimes I should also like skip those priority free, which are like meetings with friends, and just focus on priority one. And I just need to keep balance, because if I'm overloaded in each category, then it's the worst option. But I just need to keep balance that, okay, I have this meeting, and then I have time for myself. I should also plan time for myself. And also to learn German, because then in 1 year time, this is what will matter. And sometimes I can have some business presentations or work on marketing of my company or something, but it's like it requires a lot of energy and time. It's like never-ending story. You will never finish working on marketing. You can do it every day for hours. So, but at the end of the day, in 1 year, maybe if I spend like 1 hour on marketing instead of 4, maybe if I will delegate more, I will achieve more than just doing it on my own and not learning German, because I'm the only person who can learn German. It's not something I can delegate, but like creating reels on Instagram, this is something I can delegate, or creating some posts or on LinkedIn, something like this. So I just have a reflection now that I should also make space in my calendar for myself, but also for the things which I'm like the only person who can do it. When I'm the only person who can, join AI training and finish AI course, it's just with me. But probably I have 50 things on my list which I could delegate. So it would also make my life easier. Just delegate what I can delegate and then focus on the things which are super important or very important, or and plan time with family or some fun, but also don't overload yourself with this, because you can be busy every day, but at the end of the day, it matters only what did you achieve after a year, or how do you feel after a year. And I know a lot of people who are constantly busy, 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 but I don't know what they are busy with. Because you cannot see it neither on their bank account, nor on social media, nor on like I don't see any development of the skills, etc., etc. So maybe I should also like figure out my categories. What is important for me 1 year from now, and look at all my meetings also from that perspective. That, okay, this is a priority. This is Prio 1, Prio 2, Prio 3.
So a lot of things that you're now speaking, we started a conversation from you want to be on time, in time, right? And you said then we our conversation evolve into procrastination as well, in there, and space for yourself, priorities, delegation, all of that is showing up. What's one thing that's standing out in your head that seems like an insight and you want to focus on?
Really, this time management. like if I pick up my priorities well, I will be on time. It's because if it's a prio for me, if it's a priority for me, I will be on time. And maybe it's also, maybe my behavior is also showing me something. That if I'm not on time for certain meetings, or like even for like important interview, maybe, you know, subconsciously, that's not a priority for me. Maybe this company is not priority for me, but I can be on time for other things, right? So if I'm on time for the other things, or I'm even like before time, or even I'm able to like prepare myself well for other meetings, then those are the things which I should focus on. And if I'm something, even subconsciously, I'm like, maybe I'm not able to tell to myself or differentiate these different interviews, but there is a difference.
So you're saying something that you're not prioritizing, subconsciously, they are not even important to you, maybe.
Yes.
So making a conscious choice.
Yes.
Of choosing your priority. So what have you learned so far, Zuzana, in this conversation?
That when I'm on time for some meetings, I treat them like very important. And when some meetings are less important, or some, you know, networking events, etc., then I'm not there and I'm not on time. So it can also show me where my focus should be.
The things that are important to you, you are on time. Things that are not important to you, you're not on time.
Yes.
That feels like an insight for you. And tell me, so what's next for you? What do you want to do about it?
I can check my calendar and really see in my calendar which meetings are priority 1, which are priority 2, and which are priority 3. Or maybe like important and less important. Let's keep it more simple. Because I know to which meeting I was late. And I'm just a human. I cannot do 100 things. I don't need like 5 jobs at the same time. I need one good job. Or I need to sell like a company to one investor, not to 10 investors at the same time. And I know what I have right now in my calendar, and I know that I can also put some blockers, let's say, for the less important things, that I will not overload myself. Because if my brain treats everything as important, it's just like, it's constantly under stress. But not everything is important at the end of the day. And I would also like to have a reflection later on, just for myself, what I would really like to achieve by the end of 2026, right? Or by the end of 2027, 2028, etc., because that would really give me direction, like a good direction. Okay, when a meeting is popping up in my calendar, or friends are coming and asking me for something, Zuzana, can you join this or that? I can then just take a look at my directions, and it's like, okay, this is my priority. I focus on this. And if this meeting is within this priority category, then I said yes. If not, I say, okay, maybe. If I will have energy that day, I can come, but I cannot promise. I will decide an hour before. And it's also fair for other people that they will not think that, she's coming, she's not coming, she's coming, but she's late. She said that she will come, but she didn't come. It would be more clear for others that that if I find time for it, I will join.
You're saying one, you will categorize everything into important and less important. Second, you said you would like to also journal for yourself. What do you want to achieve by the end of 2026, 2027, 2028, year on year, so that all your meetings, all your actions are aligned to that. And third is you would like to have a clear communication as tentative rather than joining or not joining and keeping it tentative. If you have time, you join. If you don't have time, you don't.
Yeah.
So these seem to be like your actions for you to achieve your goal of being on time for things that you would like to be on time, right? And what's the first thing you will do now after our call today?
I will check my calendar for next week. How does it look like? And I will set up priorities. Like, 2025, it's almost coming to an end. So that's why I was mentioning like the end of 2026, because then I will be able to look at it from that perspective. And also, like, if I'm like working on my business, some of my friends are also like business people. And when we meet, it's totally different energy. So it's like it's just that sometimes it's just extra value for me, that sometimes I'm inspired by someone, and it's like, so I should also consider that, because if I surround myself with right people, I will achieve more than than otherwise.
Yeah. And maybe that's a conversation maybe for the next session to discuss that you surround yourself with the right people. For now, so you're going to sort out your calendar after the call. And would you make it a habit or would you just want to do it now?
I would make it as a habit. Yeah, I would make it a habit.
And that means how frequently and when would you want to do it?
I could do it like every Friday, because sometimes on weekends I'm out, so I'm traveling somewhere. So I think Friday is a good day to work on my next week's plan.
Okay. Right. Anything else that you would like to do to ensure you understand that you're on time and you're following what you discussed in this conversation?
I can also like check every day in the morning my calendar and really check if I'm managing well or not.
And how would I get to know in the future that you're following it and you're doing it and you're implementing what you spoke?
So after a month, I can just let you know that I did it. But I also have like my habit tracker. So this is something I should add to my habit tracker, and then I will be able to see it. It's like hanging on my fridge. So I see it every day, and then I can just, be just rely on myself and then mark it as an achievement after a month.
Okay. That sounds like a good plan for you, right?
Yes.
Anything else that you would like to speak?
No.
Yeah. Is that okay if we complete our session here?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Come, Dana. How did it go for you? What was your learning?
My learning was that it is not really like time management problem, it's like priority problem. So setting up priorities right is the key to be on time, or being aware of my priorities.
Priorities and importance.
Yes, and importance.
I think it seems like we need to check in on both. What seems like a priority, is that really important?
Mm-hmm.
And what seems like very important, is that a priority or not?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's like, even if I'm a mom and my kids have some, I don't know, show at school, etc., this is like priority and important because such show can happen once in their life. And it's important for them to be on time.
Yeah. Zana, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And we should catch up soon in January, which is not far, by the way.
Yes, I hope.
Okay. Thank you so much for.
Thank you, Aris. Have a good day.